Guys, I never do this, but for the channel, we're gonna do a little bit of a boosted launch, hopefully. Welcome back to the channel. So I know I've been a little bit inactive lately, but we're trying to get a lot of things going here. I'm trying to make it to all 3 rounds of Global Time Attack this year. And round 1 is this March 31st. But anyway, I wasn't planning on making a video, but earlier today I did a little street testing. Printed out 30 pages of information, second by second. Here comes Race Car Dog. And got some interesting numbers. I noticed that my air-fuel ratio was a little bit rich, actually, surprisingly, in a couple places. So we're going to go ahead and swap back the Spectre air filter, the larger air filter on my intake, and see if that could maybe settle down some of those problems and kind of richen the, well, I guess lean out the mixture a little bit, get a little more air in there. I think it was like around like 11. It was dipping to the low 11s in some places where it should be kind of 12, 13 under high boost. So we're going to go ahead and slap that on and figure it out, and as well as readjust the wastegate to boost a little bit more. And if I adjust the wastegate up and it still doesn't boost more, then I might have a boost leak issue, which I'll have to get into. Or it could be an issue with maybe the ECU. We're also going to restart that, and hopefully we can get some of that stuff taken care of. But I'm going to go ahead and start wrenching on the car a little bit, and then I will check back in when we do some more street testing. So we got the air filter on, we turned up the wastegate and reconnected the battery, so we're going to go break it back in and see if it can make more boost and better air fuel ratio and more power as a result. Yeah, so everything's good to go. We're in the car. So for my data logging, I use the Torque Pro app. This is just kind of what I want to monitor while I'm driving, which is injector duty cycle, torque to the wheels, boost from the turbo, as well as pressure from the intake manifold, throttle body position, air fuel ratio, and of course my revs. And then I also have some other things that get data logged. So while I drive, the first one I had it log in second intervals, but this time I'm going to have it do in half-second intervals to get a little more accurate. And I'm also just going to do short bursts of data logging as opposed to logging like an entire 15-minute drive, because then there's just way too much to comb through. But I'm going to hook up to my head camera and we're going to do some pulls and see what it feels like while it's relearning with the bigger filter. Someone has to go crossing the street. Guys, so this is it live right now. I mean, it's pretty gosh darn accurate, and now that I was pulling it every half second, I think those numbers will be really nice to look at. But to set it up, you literally just start logging, and then whenever you want to stop, you just stop logging, and then you have the option to email the logs. I email the logs to myself and then print them off my computer. Simple as that. I did have to go in and adjust what I wanted to be logged, which took a YouTube tutorial in about 5 minutes to set up, but once I got everything checked out, I went and re-logged, and it worked out perfectly, and that's where I got that 30 pages of information from. But this should be a lot easier to look at. I did it in shorter bursts, and we got some good pulls in, but still we're seeing some issues. So we'll see what the numbers have to say. What's up, guys? So it's the next morning. Right here I have the file that I emailed to myself. Just click on that guy. And then
want to put it in my street tuning file. So I'll drop it right in there with my other one. And there it is. And there we go. So as you can see, it's a whole spreadsheet of all the numbers. Every half second it was taking a new reading. And yeah, so I already combed through it a little bit last night on my phone. Definitely not seeing some of the numbers I want to be seeing. But once I get those new coil packs and spark plugs, sorry, first thing in the morning, but once I get those new coil packs and spark plugs, hopefully it should help a little bit of that top end. And then obviously the tune will really help clear this all up. But it was definitely boost weather last night as I was driving around. It went from 53 degrees, dropped to a nice 44.6 at the coolest spot. So it's boost weather here in California. But yeah, so I'll literally just print this and I'll get all those sheets like I showed you on the other one, where it just comes out like that, and I'll go through and highlight numbers that I find interesting. You know, like, oh, why is my AFR 29.3? Oh, I might have been mid-shift or something. So it's kind of cool. You can kind of like recreate your driving from looking at what your numbers are. You can see when I accelerate, when I set at stoplights, and all that jazz. So pretty interesting. But you know, I'll go ahead and print this, and now I have more data logged, and I'll be able to make a nice folder of it and see what I'm doing when. And I'll be doing this on the track as well to help make some more accurate numbers and make accurate gains where I need to be making gains, and kind of addressing the issues that my car has. So hopefully we can get a little more tailored to it, a little more fine-tuned, and we can get this thing running 100%. But for now, that's going to be it. Thanks for watching the Abarth Chris YouTube channel, and stay tuned for those coil packs and spark plugs arriving on Monday.